In a world where everyone is shouting to be seen, some choose silence. They scroll quietly, they observe, and they say nothing. Who are these people? And why, in the age of endless expression, do they refuse to perform? We live in a time where visibility has become a form of currency. If you're not posting, not tweeting, not uploading, the algorithm forgets you. Your silence becomes invisibility. But there's a group of people who resist this, not out of ignorance, but out of intention. They are the observers, the ghost scrollers. They consume content but never contribute. They see the performance, the highlight reels, the digital masks, and quietly choose to remain unseen. This video is not a critique of social media. It's a study of silence, a journey into the minds of those who live beyond the dopamine rush of notifications. Let's begin. 1. The performance trap. Every time we open a social app, we step onto a stage. Our photos, thoughts, even our meals become performances for an invisible audience. Psychologists call this impression management, the constant need to curate how others perceive us. But for some people, that pressure feels unbearable. They realize that self-expression online can become self-distortion. As Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Those who stay silent online often embody this Stoic idea. They refuse to measure their worth through the lens of digital applause. They understand that not every thought deserves an audience, and that privacy is not weakness, it's power. 2. The rebellion against noise. We are drowning in noise. Every minute, millions of posts, tweets, reels, stories. But silence, real, deliberate silence, has become rare. To not post is, in a way, a quiet act of rebellion. It's rejecting a system that equates visibility with value. Seneca once warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Non-posters understand this. They choose to live their moments rather than document them. They are not antisocial. They're simply unwilling to turn life into content. Their joy, their pain, their thoughts, they keep them sacred, unfiltered by pixels. 3. The hidden piece of psychological ownership. There's a psychological concept known as psychological ownership. The idea that we value things more deeply when we truly feel they belong to us. In the digital world, this ownership gets diluted. Our memories, once private, are uploaded, compressed, and scrolled past by strangers. Our milestones turn into metrics, but those who stay silent retain ownership of their experiences. They don't trade authenticity for validation. They live without needing to prove that they're living. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's what these quiet individuals do. They are, rather than appear to be. 4. The power of observation. To scroll silently is not always to be passive. Some observe deeply. They study patterns, ideas, and human behavior, not for likes but for understanding. They see through the illusions. How influencers curate perfection, how outrage drives engagement, how authenticity is marketed like a product. They see the machinery behind the screen and choose not to become part of it. In that sense, they are philosophers of the digital age, detached but aware, invisible yet present. 5. Emotional independence and the locus of control. At the heart of Stoicism lies the locus of control, the belief that true peace comes from focusing on what's within your power and letting go of what's not. Posting online invites a world of uncontrollable variables, comments, judgments, algorithms, comparisons. It's like handing your piece to a crowd you can't see. Non-posters, on the other hand, anchor their sense of self internally. Their worth isn't dependent on hearts or shares. Their silence is a form of emotional self-defense. They remind us that the loudest minds are not always the wisest. and that true confidence doesn't demand visibility. 6. The burnout of constant expression. Many people don't realize how exhausting constant self-expression is. Always performing, always updating, always staying relevant. Psychologists now call it digital fatigue, the quiet erosion of attention, energy, and authenticity. The Stoics warned about this long ago. Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When your attention is scattered across platforms, you lose the ability to be fully present anywhere. The ones who don't post, consciously or unconsciously, preserve that presence. They choose depth over exposure, peace over participation. 7. The fear of misinterpretation. Another reason some remain silent online is fear, but not the shallow kind. It's the awareness that words can be twisted, intentions misunderstood. In the digital world, nuance dies fast. A joke becomes offense. A thought becomes a headline. And for those who value depth and clarity, this lack of nuance feels suffocating. They'd rather keep their thoughts within trusted circles than cast them into the chaos of comment sections. Maybe this isn't a video about the psychology of non-posters at all. Maybe it's about all of us, about the parts of us that crave silence but feel pressured to speak. The truth is, you don't owe the world your thoughts, your pictures, your presence. Sometimes the most authentic thing you can do is to live without broadcasting that you are. So tonight, when you scroll, pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I posting because I want to, or because I'm afraid of being unseen? If this video resonated with you, take a moment, not to comment, not to like, but to reflect. And if you do choose to share not to perform, but to connect. Subscribe for more reflections like this on Stoicism, psychology, and the philosophy of a quieter, more meaningful life.